Hello lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If the audio is bad, I'm saying it straight up, my microphone died, so hopefully it's not terrible. But we are back for another video, which means a whole nother goal has to be done, or at least started today. And today is the 29th of July. So we're getting really close to my halfway point in August 12th, where I will be continuing on basically what the goals I set to continue on with my professional career, yada yada yada. Here's a video right here if you want to know more about what the heck I'm talking about if this is your first time watching me. But today we're going to do a video about a certification I'm trying being the operative word here. I'm trying to get just for my professional career as a consultant, but also as a professional in general, mainly because it is one of the easier ones to do within a month, and also it's just used a lot in the industry, whether you're in tech, IT, architecture, construction, like anything software related, STEM related, even in art. Like, you definitely would need someone in your field who can push this forward, especially if you work with a lot of groups of people, or if you work with different teams, they need to be organized, yada yada. No, I'm not talking about being a project manager. No, I'm not doing the PMP test. That sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, and I only have a month that I'm giving myself to do the certification, so I don't want to waste too much time trying to do 12 different things plus this. So I am talking about, and if you see me looking down, it is literally because I have the certification here that I'll be posting right here or right here on the side of me, just so that you guys can see it as well. But I am talking about the Scrum Master certification, which, if you don't know what a Scrum Master is, they are technically your first point of contact in case you need to set up a meeting, have workshops created, facilitate any meetings, do any tracking events. So if you have like 12 different things on your plate and you're trying to figure out how to schedule it, who to talk to, how you're going to organize it, they are the ones who basically organize your workshop board. So if you know Jira, if you know Monday.com, if you know Asana, if you know Trello, Kanban, every other word in the book that does the exact same thing but all different price ranges, those are your Scrum Masters. They're very similar to your project managers, except they do more. Essentially, they work on the project and they also dedicate time to make sure your time is well spent. A Scrum Master only does the time. They are always known as someone who doesn't know so much about the actual role of the project, but they know a lot about how to make sure your time isn't being wasted. So this is a certification that I'm trying to get just because in my role for 2 years, they've always been a Scrum Master or a project manager assistant that would actually help out on this role for us. And they were always busy doing X, Y, and Z, which is kind of ironic because when you think of a Scrum Master, you think of someone who literally doesn't do as much because all they do is make meetings on a calendar. In my mindset, right? So you always don't think they are the most helpful person. If you're like a software engineer, you're trying to build code, it's like, why are you making 3 meetings on my calendar when I'm trying to work? But they are very useful. They're very helpful. If you have any questions about something, or you need to have a workshop done for, maybe you need to work with a data team, or you need to work with the legal team, and you just don't want to reach out because you're not the kind of person. They will do the job for you. They will make sure that any task you have is set up in a Kanban board, Trello, Jira, whatever. And your job is to literally go in there, make sure you did it, and then keep it pushing and continue to work. So it makes things a lot more streamlined. So that is what I'm trying to get. Also, the certification takes like 2 days on average to do the class if you do in person or online. So that is mainly the reason why I'm choosing it versus just going for a PMP role, which I don't know if I want to do anyway, because I want to be more of a technical person if I did go PMP. And those people who just do PMP tend to be just really general, and there's not a lot of jobs for a general profession. I don't know. Anyway, I'm speaking things in the ether of how doesn't it matter. But I'm gonna look down now and kind of give you guys the rundown of where I'm looking on for my Scrum Master certification that I have not started yet, but I have looked into and do want to actually like purchase, do whatever, yada yada. But there's millions of websites to do Scrum Master. I do not know if there is one better than the other one. This is not a video to compare and contrast one from one website to another to see Google, Coursera, Udemy. I don't know. I'm just going for the one that I saw and I'm saying this is what I'm doing. So if you do it as well, great. If you choose a different one, great. If you don't care, great. At the end of the day, you know, we're all getting what we want, right? But essentially, I am working on the Scrum Master certification from the website scrumalliance.org. They have multitude of different Scrum Master certifications. The one I'm going for is called Certified Scrum Master, or CSM. I don't know why they have two more. There's another one that's called Advanced Certified Scrum Master, and then Certified Professional Scrum Master. Couldn't tell you the difference of what that means, but I'm going for the real basic one because the other two are prerequisites. So basically, the Scrum Master certification is really used for everyone, even if you're not in tech. Maybe you didn't go to college, maybe you're working in like McDonald's, but you're a manager, right? Maybe you're not getting your people on the computers every day to look on a Jira board and see what tasks they have to do, but you are giving them tasks to do, and you have tasks yourself that you have to get completed, whether that week, that month, that quarter, that year, whatever, and you need someone or something to keep on track of that. Whether that's you being your own Scrum Master, or even someone else coming in and saying, here's the list of things you have to do, get it done. Or, you know, a nicer way of saying it, obviously. But here's the people who should get a Scrum Master certification based on their website. If you're a product manager, like I said, software engineer, people's manager, so if you have people that you manage, obviously, quality assurance professional, or QA, a new Scrum team member, business analysis, designers, Scrum Masters, and coaches. Obviously, I'm sure there are 1,000,001 jobs out there you could be a Scrum Master for, but these are just the real basic ones that if you saw it in real life, you can definitely say you can be a Scrum Master and you can be a Scrum Master. So they have more of why you should go be a Scrum Master, so I'm just going to kind of read it off, just because while I would be an expert if I've actually completed this goal, I literally never touched it, and I literally did not purchase it yet. I'm just giving you guys more of a rundown of why I'm going for it. So here's what the website says of what makes this worth it. So there are 3 levels to this certification that you can use to track the path for growing your expertise and skill. You can upskill, which is gain in-demand practical skills sought after by employers and recruiters. Advance, increase your salary potential with industry-leading certifications. And network. Join a community of nearly 1.5 million Agilists across industry worldwide. Okay, already I only see 2 out of the 3 I really care about, money and getting more skills and experience. So the third one is nice, but realistically I think I'll stick with the first 2, at least in my job industry. But I would think that getting a bigger salary and potential would be very nice. When you saw my last video about me applying for jobs and how I applied for so many, whatever, some of the jobs I did apply for were under the scope of being a Scrum Master, and they did have a higher salary than what I currently have at my job after 2 years. Was that a little weird to me? Yes, I don't know why they had 6 figures, but you can already tell that this is true because I have seen it personally on job sites that are saying there are 6-figure wages out there for people if they want to be just a Scrum Master, which sounds amazing. The only problem is I'm not a certified Scrum Master, so this would definitely put my foot in the door for looking for jobs within consulting or just jobs in general. And then getting in-demand practical skills, yeah. We all know how our jobs don't want to train us sometimes or push us to the wolves and then get mad at us. You know, we really were just new buddies waiting for them. So here are the things you are going to learn, because this is a 2-day training course taught by a real professional online or in person. So this is what you're being learned. You'll learn the Scrum framework's accountability, events, and artifacts, how to guide teams as they learn agile values and Scrum practices, understanding how the Scrum Master and product owner collaborate, and helping organizations improve their adoption of Scrum. I say Scrum a lot here. Scrum is just agile. If you don't know what agile is, it's basically working in smaller timelines to work on a project. So a good example of agile is, if you ever heard of a 12-week year, you are putting tasks that are meant to fill up 12 weeks as if that is your entire year. So if I was doing 2025 and I had goals that I set for the year, I would break those goals down into smaller chunks that can fit into 12 weeks that would eventually lead up to the bigger goal of whatever, right? Let's say I want to lose weight. I would break that down and say I want to lose 5 pounds this 12 weeks. I want to lose 10 pounds the next 12 weeks. I want to eat healthier. I want to go out more. I want to hike more, right? And that lets you see the progress that you're making so that when the year ends, you can tally it up together and say, did I reach my goal? Did I complete what I wanted? That is really what Agile is. 12-week year. Only it differs. It's sometimes like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever. But there is some tasks that you have to do to get started for the Scrum Master track that I have seen on this website. You have to find the course because there are online courses and also in person. Me personally, online every day. Attend the training. It is 2 hours. It has 14 hours of interactive instructions, and then the certification at the very end that you get to have. Apparently, it's only a certification for the functional, but not for the other two that are more advanced. They just need you to complete the requirements. So maybe I could do them in the future. Who knows? There's no test. And who is this company or website trusted by? Because we all know that LinkedIn probably has their own Scrum Master certification and no one's touching that. But basically, based on their website, they are trusted by Microsoft, Salesforce, IBM, Capital One, Optium, not the drug, I think, Fidelity, and Amazon, which if it's true, great, perfect. I see some FANG companies in here, so that means it's perfect for me to use because if they're using it, anyone can use it. So that is what I'm going to go for. So let me see if I can find the number of questions, the price range, how long it will take me, and all that fun stuff. And perfect, the first one that I find is all about how much does it cost. One of the courses that was offered on this website and is being taught by someone named Marcelio Lopez Jr., who's a senior agility instructor. I'm going to mispronounce so many words. But basically, this is a bundle package, so it's only 2 days. I'm not doing specifically this one because it's from July 30th to the 31st, which is tomorrow and the next day, which isn't so bad when you think about it because each day is only 8 hours worth of training, which isn't bad considering that, you know, it's better than doing things for 3 days or whatever. Now the price, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little pricey for 2 days, but I think it's on par with a lot of certifications. It's almost $500. Yeah, no, it's literally $495, which is a really hefty fee. I think it's on par with a lot of cybersecurity certifications as well. So I'm most definitely gonna have my company pay for this because I think it's a very good training opportunity for me to have. And that is what I'm gonna tell them when I make them foot the bill. But essentially, if I was to do this, it'll be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. So that is a full day of training plus the full day of training for the next day as well. And then the next day you get to, schedule your test, which seems pretty simple, pretty easy. Which essentially that is the entire course that I'm going for Scrum Master. Now you might be wondering specifically why Scrum Master and not something that's more technical for me within the month I'm giving myself, or why did I not just look for more than one certification to do? Because these might be questions I might look back on and be like, why do you do like 12 different certifications at the same time? Yada yada. One, this certification is already like 2 days, so it is 8 hours per day, which is fine, perfect, wonderful. I can always choose this, I can always do this whenever, have my company pay for it, pass, and then move on to another certification one at a time. Two, I'm already looking for jobs within my company, but also outside of my company. So it's not really a full-time job for me per se, but it does take up a few hours of my time. So to do more than one certification at the same time will just impact the jobs I'm looking for that are not Scrum Masters, because that's not really what I want to do as my next role per se. I'm not against it, it's just not my top 3 job applications I'm going for. And then 3, having way too many of these certifications at once tends to make me lose focus. I'm not in college anymore, nor am I taking 18 credit hours all at once, so I don't have a real reason to go and ask for 12 different courses to do and then just be a boss bitch and then do all 12. Now, will I do another certification when I pass? Because it will be a win. 100%, maybe. I mean, who knows? I have a way to have my company pay for it, and as long as they don't say no to me and make me flip $500, I will definitely do it, you know? There's nothing wrong with doing it. You might honestly see it on your LinkedIn, you might see it on your resume, you might see it when other companies ask for you to have this certification or experience or whatever, and you can definitely use the, I'm losing my words. You can definitely use the course as experience. I wouldn't tell people on your resume it's experience. I would tell them that it is training plus hands-on, because it is hands-on, you know, it's virtual, but they don't need to know that it's a class, because, you know, we don't want too many words. But I do say all this for the fact that it is simple, easy, reliable, used in a lot of industries, whether or not they think of it or not. And it is the most transferable skill to take anywhere, right? I don't want to learn a tech skill, tech software, a tech language that's not, you know, Python, Java, or whatever, just to find out that a company I want to work for don't even look at that, or don't care, or don't know what it does, or don't understand how it relates to a different software, something similar. So all this to say, and it's hopefully not super duper long video, I do very, very, very much want to keep this simple and easy for myself, because this is the first time I'm doing goals for my professional career. And the fact that I even want to do a paid course, it's just like a little too much for me, because I don't want to do learning anymore, but you learn every day. And it's just the best thing for me in the long run. And I hope if you are watching this and if you care about this rambling of me, whatever, that you take this as your first step to go do what you want to do, have your company pay for it, put the money down yourself, save up, and maybe together, you know, because the year's almost over. I don't know how, but it's almost August. It's almost the 8th month of the year. So I'm not doing a 12-week year. I don't know who is doing a 12-week year. I'm just setting goals for the next month, and I hope that you come along with me and we come together and see what we have, you know, done. And obviously, when the month comes to an end, which is next month, not this month, I will give you guys an update of where I am with everything. You're not gonna see updates on the jobs I'm doing. You're not gonna see updates on the budgeting I'm doing, at least not this month. Stay tuned. And you're probably not gonna see updates of the Scrum Master. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing every week, you know, for Scrum Master. I probably would tell you overall how it went and what I've learned, but I mean, look, nothing to gatekeep here. I just don't want to make a video about something I learned over 2 days. It won't be the most informational thing ever. But I do want to give just an overall view of what I've learned, how it worked out, and what I could do better for the next month. And then I'll keep doing that until I literally have another, you know, playlist of ideas for my YouTube video. But thank you so much for listening to me ramble for like, who knows, 20 minutes. I don't even know how long I talked for. We'll see how much I edit out. But I will see you guys in my next video, because if you haven't noticed already, I also do book club on this channel once a month, where I force myself to read books that I have in my place. For the last 2 years, I've had dusty books and I've never touched them. So this entire year, I've been trying to read as many as I can without having to get more or potentially give them away, because I used to read books a lot when I was a kid. I'm trying to get back into it now, and it's harder than it looks when you have technology. So I am using this channel as a way to keep myself on task. And the next video for that should be out in the next 2 days. If you don't see it, please knock on the comments and let me know that I'm missing it out. But it will be out, I promise. So I will see you guys next time in my next video, whether it's a book club one or just next update on my goals. See ya, bye.